So we're in Chicopee, Massachusetts this afternoon, and we're in the St. Stanislaus Cemetery, which is a Catholic cemetery that is aligned with the St. Stanislaus Bishop and Martyr Church, now a basilica in Chicopee. We're in front of a section. We're going to talk about each section because each one is special. And this one here is the Sisterhood of the Holy Rosary, or the Brotherhood of the Holy Rosary. They're a group that are devoted to helping the church, and also devoted to saying the Rosary as many times as possible on a weekly basis in an organized manner. But they also are organized in such a way that they help charities align with the church and help the church itself. So it's an organization that tries to help as much as possible, but always through the intercession of the Holy Rosary. Okay, and there's some burials of the groups behind. Every order has a way of gravestones, all right? And theirs is going to be with flat gravestones, and there's three in the back. You can see them. Now, the next. Okay, now we're in the chapel area on the same line, and the maintenance office, the cemetery office are nearby, and there's three very old gravestones on this side, and I'm going to tell you what they are, and there's some more modern ones, and it's a chained area, right, both on the far end and the near end. The side end probably was chained at one time, but it fell apart. All right, but what are you looking at back there? You see gravestones from 1927, 1927, 1926. Right, these are military men that were born in Poland, and they fought in World War I for Poland's freedom during the course of that war, and then emigrated to the United States. And they died here, and this cemetery wanted to honor them, and they had their own special section, and this section is called the Polish Veterans section. You notice that the little gate has a cross on it, right? It's a holy ground, especially for veterans that devoted their life for the cause of war, but not through the American military itself. So there's Joseph Starzyk in the back. There's also John Mazuik, and there's Michael Kaponis in the back. Died very early on in their lives, 27 years old, and 30 years old. They had fought in that World War I, and had come to the United States. Now there's empty space, but there's a few flat stones, but on this side, you can actually see some more gravestones, and there probably are some men that either have flat stones or have no stone at all. We can see Nida, Chikon, Bedznaz, Juka, and Grizbala. And these are more modern burials, but they still fought for Poland during World War I, and then immigrated to the United States. And as immigrants here, they were taken in by the Chicopee and especially St. Stanislaus Church, and they died here. Now they wouldn't be honored by the American governments because they didn't fight for the American military. They fight for Polish military, and thus they wouldn't have memorials on them. So St. Stanislaus has done great things. They have a special area that's chained in, and that's their special area. Notice none of them have emblems on them, and they will never have that. But I do see some black markers on the Nida one at the very end. So I'll investigate that. Now in the front section here, this is where St. Stanislaus has put up a stone that honors all the men that died during wars that were parishioners at St. Stanislaus Basilica. And this was put up in the year 2016. And on the back, I'll just tell you what's on the back. On the back are names from World War II, Korea, and Vietnam. There's about 80 names from World War II. So 80 parishioners of St. Stanislaus died during the course of World War II. And of course, a lot of those men either were from Poland or they were children of people that had come from Poland. And they were fighting basically for the freedom of their own country, or their former country, plus their current country. So this is a very nice thing to do. Now the next section I'm going to show you Okay. Now, what this says, in Polish, it has symbol 3, Zakon SW Franciszka. Well, that's the third order of St. Francis. What that means is St. Francis of Assisi created 3 different orders. Out of one of the orders came the priests, the Franciscan monks, the friars, the priests, the pastors. Out of the second order came the nuns. And for instance, the Franciscan nuns that were teaching at the St. Stanislaus and also at Monte della Rosa School in Holyoke were Franciscan nuns of St. Joseph. All right, that was their order. The third order is another order where both men and women can join. It's a religious order, but it's not as intense as the other 2 orders. But they still have to take a certain rite or ordination to it, a certain level of education. And then what they do is they help out the church as much as possible in many different roles. And that's a great way of doing it. And this third order, many people have joined it because if you look around it, there's a lot of stones, right? Most of them seem to be women's names, but some seem to be also a few men sprinkled in there, right? Maria Wisniewski, right? Francis Grishlia, and there's more on the other side, Laskalska, and her first name is Anna. All right? These were people that did have to take on rites, and they were third order, and they were created in the year 1100 and something by St. Francis of Assisi, has a third level of religious organizations. It's wonderful. Now, there's many more of these than the other ones, so a lot of people must have joined in. Okay, now, the first order of the priests, and the priests have a priest circle over there, and we have a song stop, so we won't say anything more. And nuns. The nuns on the left side of the chapel itself, these are the nuns that served St. Stanislaus Church for the most part. Some also served Monte della Rosa and Holyoke. Now these are the second order. Priests are first order, nuns are second order, and then I just mentioned the third order. So this is their burial location. These nuns are the Franciscan Sisters of St. Joseph. All right, and there's probably more to the order than buried somewhere else. Okay, but these are a certain type of nun. And the other side has 4 more nuns, and this is a different order. These sisters come from another group, and they're called the Franciscan Missionary Sisters of Assisi. All right, if you look at the initials they have is SFMA, that's because it's an Italian order, and all these nuns came from Italy. They have Italian names, they came from Italy. In fact, one died in Italy, and it says that on her stone. So these are a different order. They first started out in a special convent in Holyoke when they came over. Then they moved to the one used by the sisters, Franciscan Sisters of St. Joseph, the one that belonged to Madre de la Rosa. Then they moved to Chicopee and went into the convent used by the St. Stanislaus Church. All right, so they have a different kind of mission, they're a different order, but they follow along with the other groups very closely, and they belong to the second order too. All right, so thank you for coming and stuff.